name is Santiago Trugeda, and I'm a cinematographer here in Toronto. So the short film is called Sprinkle Brownies, and it's directed by Brittany Delgaty and produced by K Collective. The plot of Sprinkle Brownies is the story of a woman who may or may not be pregnant, and she's considering her life decisions, but she is heavily influenced by a surprise visit from her nephew.
Oops.
Yeah, so the director of my AC actually went into the location with the actors ahead of time and shot the whole thing in a way that gave me an idea of what the framing was gonna be. Now, the problem with this location is it's on the 4th floor. You got some beautiful windows all around. I mean, the entire apartment's a corner unit. There's probably like 12 windows in total. So the problem was, obviously, we can't light from the outside. We don't have a cherry picker to have 18Ks outside. So the solution that me and my crew came up with was actually, okay, well, let's ND the windows. Let's take 4 stops out of the windows. And then the whole idea in the interior of the apartment was to actually make it look as if the sun was actually coming in. So the shot list was developed by the director and myself. Now, they had an idea when they went in with the actors to see where they wanted the actors to fall more or less, and then I provided my feedback on, maybe we should be on this side of the line would be a little better. Just so we're not front lighting, we should be on this side. So what we did is on, I think it's Shot Designer, I basically drew out the set, and then I sat down with the director and we placed figures where they were gonna be for each particular shot. And that allowed me to fully plan out where the lights were gonna be so that I could pass that on to my crew, and they would know exactly where we'd be at each time of the day. Now, obviously with these plans, like, things change all the time, but I find the more prepared you are, the more sort of brain power you have to then improvise once you know you've already hit all your bases. So we decided to go with the Alexa 35 for this one, and Canon K35 zoom. So one of the ways to actually minimize the amount of lens changes would just be to shoot it all in a zoom, which was an early practical way of us to accomplish what we wanted to accomplish. But the film itself and the script had a bit of kind of like The Office feel. A little bit of like Succession in those comical moments with the zooms. So big shout out to OC for sponsoring this short film. So the camera package came from Scott Drucker. Shout out to Scott Drucker for letting us use his Alexa 35, which comes from OC. And then OC was able to provide us with the Canon K35. So OC was a huge help in this. I had not worked with kids before. There was a scene with a vibrator that was a little awkward, I do remember. Obviously, he didn't know what it was. They had to get one that was not so phallic looking so that they could actually have him hold it. And so his dad would actually agree to, like, yeah, he can play into it. He just thought it was a microphone for like a karaoke machine.
Cool, do you have a karaoke machine? Baby, 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 ah. Yes, I do.
Oh my God, there was this bird outside of the window. There was a nest of birds, and you can't get at it because you can't open the window, and we're not gonna like poke the bird nest with a stick. But it was there the whole time. If you watch the film, you'll hear the birds. Yeah, the bird. A lot of bird. So right now, the film is making the rounds for festivals, a number of festivals that Brittany submitted to that she wanted to go after. But we did get Best Short Film at the Chandler Film Festival in Arizona. Shout out to Dean Norris for getting in the picture with us when we won. Yeah, so that was a very unexpected win. We really just wanted to go, an excuse to just have a trip to go to the US and travel around Arizona, but we were not expecting to win. That was a big surprise. We got up on stage. It was a brief but sweet award-receiving speech that Brittany delivered.
Thank you! Wow! Oh my God, this actually is really heavy.
So my style, can I just check here? I was speaking to this director, and he said something about my work, and I was like, oh, I never really looked at it like that. Stylized naturalism, which I never really considered. I look at a lot of photography and I kind of just zone out when the sun is coming in my apartment, or I'm somewhere where the lighting looks nice. And I think that's kind of just like baked into my brain. Maybe I'm just like very aware of it. Sprinkle brownies. Actually, I think because it was like a little bit of like a study and exposure in understanding why I really like things. And in preparation for that film, I was studying a lot of photography and I was studying a lot of films, and I was breaking down why is it that I like this? Because it's a taste thing, right? So I was trying to figure out mathematically, what is it about my taste that likes this? And so I would bring these images into Resolve and I would put in false color, and I started seeing a pattern. I'm like, this is the kind of exposure that I like. This is where I like my skin tones to be. I like my highlights to be here, but no higher, maybe a little lower. I like my shadows to be here, but I like everything to live within this compressed world, which is really what we try to do in cinematography. It's just, we compress the values so that everything is pleasing to the eye. Nothing is too far one way or the other. There's a lot of ups and downs with this industry, I've found in particular. I don't think anyone is in it because they ended up in it. Everyone who's on set basically chooses to be on set. So I think that's the first thing, is that people actually want to be here. Everyone who's on there actually enjoys what they're doing. Even if it's not the most exciting project, there's always something you can take away. What I've learned so far in this industry is there's a lot of ups and downs. There's times when it's busy, times when it's slow. So it's very much a black box where nothing really makes sense. But I think we're very lucky to work in something that we actually love doing. And I think to most of us creatives, like in this industry, it's almost like a compulsion. Like, we need to go and make this thing. We can often get caught up on like why we think somebody else might like it. But if you just focus on the fact that you like it, there's a market of one being yourself, then I think you're gonna be able to make some great stuff. So my name is Santiago Trugeda, and this is my episode of OCinema.